of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Stammer-lamma ding-dong loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr.
You're
Boop.
listening to Being Mr. Boop, with the man and the wife in the top left panel with the bottom right panel together. My name is Ryan Pfeiffer, and I'm Mr. Boop.
So boo-hoo.
So
So
boo.
legally wet.
so small, so horny. Ew. All right. Go.
What do you? Have you not said your?
I said my name and who I am.
Okay, well, my name. This is my name, and this is who I am. Lisa Doop and Mr. Boop.
This is who I am.
This is who I am, Mr. Boop.
In today's Mr. Boop, Alec breaks the rules. Wink.
Panel 1. We have
Remember the Mountain Dew from a few episodes ago?
we have Peter Griffin, and we have Alec Robbins. Peter Griffin's on stage right. Alec Robbins is on stage
I hope
left.
this is no one's first episode.
Yeah, episode 73. Hop right in.
Could be.
I mean, surely
Someone liked one of the tweets the other day. Today, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why?
I mean, probably maybe they're a fan. One of the listeners.
Yeah, probably not.
Hey, if you're
Not
a fan,
likely.
email in at being Mr. Boop at
No.
At-
Well, I mean, you can.
at
No, I don't.
beingmrboop.com.
We don't have a catch-all
No, we
address.
don't.
What's the address again? So it's
It's contact
You can-
at being Mr. Boop, I think.
it's being Mr. Boop at Gmail or
We have at least
contact at beingmrboop.com. Yes.
we have at least 5 downloads on all of our videos episodes, so hi everyone.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever
All right,
that
go on.
means. You know, Peter
We didn't say the email quick enough. They tuned off already.
Peter Griffin says, "Hey Alec, it's me, Peter Griffin from Subway," which he is. They're both in the Subway uniform, presuming that.
Be
this is
honest with me. There's a delicious Subway Foods montage behind me right now, isn't there? It's a classic Peter Griffin quote.
I love. You know who I love? That
Um,
Jared guy.
Oh no.
He used to be so funny. What happened to him?
You know what's funny is I was going to guess that as a joke, but then you said it as a joke anyway.
I love that guy. They paid him so much money.
I don't love that guy.
They paid him so much money to be just saying stuff about Subway. I love Subway. They paid that guy.
Flapper shot here. We got Alec crying and Peter who's they're both wearing their Subway uniforms, but
Mhm.
Peter's not wearing a apron. Maybe he just got on his shift.
Yeah. This could be
Wait a second.
Immediately after.
Let me look at the
roster.
last strip.
Yeah, it's immediately a follow-on.
Bugs Bunny works at
Subway.
Okay, we didn't talk about this in the last strip. This is weird. So in this universe, Bugs does not work at Amazon. This is revealed. Or was it already revealed? It was revealed they were both roommates with him. I don't feel like it was revealed that they both work at Subway. The
Perhaps.
difference here is that Bugs still works at Subway, even though Peter does.
Mhm.
So they have 3 employees,
Yeah.
but usually they only have 2.
But this time they have 3. Crazy universe. Maybe.
So Peter looks like he's just getting on his shift because he's not wearing the apron. I think. He wasn't yesterday either. I don't know.
No, he wasn't.
Alec is the only one who wears the apron.
Yeah, I assume that this is immediately after the events of yesterday's.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Peter said what Lisa said. He said, and Alec is crying and looks at him. He's got this sad face, and he says, "Hey."
Which is sometimes how you feel when you say.
Yeah, panel 2, close up of Peter. Also looking sad back to him,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not crying. because he's not that sad. It's just being sympathetic. And he's got a speech bubble that says, "Maybe you better take the day off." This is my Peter Griffin impression.
Maybe you better take the day off.
There's a speech bubble coming from the left, which is the direction Alec
No,
was.
no, I'm fine. We don't know who's saying this.
There's only 2 no's, but yeah.
Who's saying this?
It's Alec. Because in panel 3, it's a reverse shot of just Alec. With the
How would you say his arm is?
The aforementioned face.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a talkie, but like an angry talkie.
Mm-hmm. Whatever that means.
Yeah, check the slang guide. He's crying more than ever. So many tears.
He's
individual
rage-filled.
tears coming out of his face. And he's got a...
It's against the Simpsons style guide.
Is it?
Yeah, they only allowed 1 tear in The Simpsons. There was a few when the early seasons they had multiple tears, and on the commentaries, Matt Groening got pissed. He gets pissed on a lot of those commentaries. He's like, I hate this. Like, okay, man. Okay, man, chill.
Yeah, that'll probably be me when I get a cartoon.
Yeah.
But only... yeah.
You'll be just as
'cause that's me.
involved.
That's me with this podcast.
You'll be just as involved.
We should do commentaries on the podcast and be like, oh, I hate the way this one was edited.
Yeah, you're just as involved with the editing as Matt Groening was with any element of The Simpsons.
Really?
Well, I don't really. In what sense? Really, that Matt Groening wasn't really that involved with The Simpsons. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really he was more involved with the shorts, but once the series started, he just kind of hung around and they'd show him the scripts and he'd say, "Oh, good," bad.
And he'd copy paste his signature
onto other people's
on every
artwork.
piece of
Yeah.
promotional art.
Yeah, that was part of his contract. Have you seen a Matt Groening Simpsons drawing, like an actual Simpsons drawing he's done? He cannot draw those characters. His style.
Yeah, I was
hasn't
gonna
evolved.
say, is it like how Butch Hartman draws his characters?
Butch Hartman is drawing his characters in a completely different style, but Matt Groening is kind of drawing his characters in a style that is more primitive than the Tracy Ullman shorts style. It's like, oh my god, this is... Because he still does the little G and M's in the ears, but like it's very much more clear that it's just a G and an M. But yeah, one thing I do appreciate with Matt Groening is that he was particularly leftist. He still is particularly leftist, and so he, like, whenever the writers did like more edgy jokes, he'd be like, "No, don't. What are you doing?" Which is why the show got kind of more edgy, quote unquote, in the late 90s, because he was too busy supervising Futurama to really be like, "Hey, don't make a joke about disabled people," as he was in the
When did it get edgy in the late 90s?
like around the same time that Family Guy and South Park started. They're trying to compete, etc.
What were like the edgier episodes?
I can't remember. I can't, but I
Because what seasons?
like season 16 to 18.
Oh,
like that,
okay.
you know?
Sure. Is that where like the Large Marge episodes and stuff like that?
Is the Large Marge episode where she gets the boob? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
That's
There's the
It's edgier in a different
That's
way.
earlier, but in this era we have the episode where
That's earlier?
Yeah, where Marge gets like all muscular and rapes Homer in that scene.
Oh, yeah,
And we
yeah.
have the a lot of transphobic jokes, like these all used to be
Well,
women.
aren't those the same? I feel like those are like the same era.
What, Large Marge and those other
And
bits?
the
No.
Large Marge
is
and
a
Larger
little-
Marge.
It's a little earlier, I think. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what season
Hmm.
Large Marge was, though. Season 14, huh? I guess that is same era. Yeah,
Hmm.
so I guess that would be it.
Well, I remember seeing that was. You said 90s? I feel
Yeah, that was
like those would be the
2002.
2000s.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Because I remember seeing those on TV
from like
when they came out.
from 1990 onwards, I think, because that's when Futurama started. So there's a direct.
And he was involved in that.
He was more heavily involved in that than with The Simpsons, but
And Disenchanted.
Yeah, that was again. He was more heavily involved. I think maybe that might be the most, but I'm not too sure.
Maybe that's why it's least
why
funny.
it's bland. But you know what? Those classic Life in Hell comics still make me crack up. Very funny. I love.
Let's read a Life in Hell comic right now.
That's...
Panel 1. Charlie Brown and with a fez, and naked Charlie Brown with a fez.
Mm-hmm.
The naked one's dancing, and the clothed one said, "Stop that!" And now he's up. And then panel 2, the naked one's upside down, still dancing. And then panel 3, he's still dancing. This one's from 2012.
Oh, it's a classic. That's a classic.
It's from 2012.
Yeah, it's still a classic. It's great. Those two are...
Oh, I bet he's dancing to Gangnam Style.
Yeah, obviously. Gangnam Style.
Back to the boob. Describing Alex's face some more. He's both. We see both rows of teeth in detail as he's like shouting, grimacing, crying heavily, and he's got a speech bubble that says.
Oh
well, actually, there's a speech bubble above him first from the right. From the right, I assume Peter's saying it says, "You're not fine, Electro Point. You're crying at work, Electro Point." And what does Alex's speech bubble say?
That's not against the rules.
That's not at all what it says.
He says, "Is that against the rules?"
AU bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, AU bang. I had to check. I always have to check because those are so similar. Panel 4, similar to panel 2, close to Peter. He's kind of not avoiding eye contact with Alec, and he's got a speech bubble that says, "No, actually, it's not. I guess you're allowed to do it." And he's got a thought bubble underneath that says, "Damn it, he got me."
It's true. It's true. It's simply true. I just sent you my favorite Life in Hell comic, by the way. Because you wanted to read it.
Two Charlie Browns with fezzes again.
One's called Akbar and one's called Jeff. But it's not in the strip, but that's the names.
So which one's Akbar, which one's Jeff?
Let's say the one on the left is Akbar and the one on the right is Jeff.
So panel 1, Akbar says, "No one likes me." Panel 2, Jeff says, "I like you." Panel 3, Akbar says, "No one appreciates me." Panel 4, Jeff says, "I appreciate you." Panel 5, Akbar says, "No one thinks I'm beautiful." Panel 6, Jeff says, "I think you're beautiful." Panel 7, Akbar says, "No one needs me." Panel 8, Jeff says, "I need you." I feel like it would have been easier if I just said they're both Charlie Brown. Panel 9, Akbar says, "No one thinks I'm sexy." Panel 10, Jeff says, "I think you're sexy." Panel 11, Akbar says, "No one craves me." Panel 12, Jeff says, "I crave you." Panel 13, Akbar says, "No one loves me." Panel 14, Jeff says, "I love you." Panel 15, Akbar says, "No one will clean out the cat box for me." Panel 16, they both are standing in silence.
It's perfect. It's adorable. It's funny. It's great.
Can we just make this a Life and Hell podcast now?
Yeah, it would.
Instead?
I'd prefer that.
Oh, it's too bad.
Yeah.
Who's hosting?
I think you are.
Right, you are. Do we have any thoughts?
No. Life in
Wait.
Hell was good.
If this was a funny one.
It was. I think so.
We got some author feedback here. Not a question we asked, but let's read it anyway. Patreon comments section of the podcast. 2 years ago. I mean today.
Oh,
Someone
half the
commented.
presses.
This is someone's full name, so I don't know if I want to read it. But they commented, "Wait, is Peter Griffin from Subway different from Peter Griffin, his roommate? Weird that he announces himself that way." Alec replied, "Same guy. This comic is just stupid." And they replied back, "I know, but that's why I love it." Wide smiley face.
That's great.
He's right. It is stupid. That is good. This is a funny one because it's stupid, and instead of perverse. In my opinion, that's what makes this one funny. I know Lisa probably has the opposite opinion.
I have the opposite opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh, Charlie Brown is trending on Twitter.
Huh. Probably because of our Life in Hell reference.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. It's actually Chris Brown, but I didn't want to say that.
Oh.
Charlie Brown's a more pleasant topic. You've been listening to Being Mr. Boop. We don't have taglines on this podcast.
No.
You can visit the show's website at www.beingmrboop.com for our full catalog of episodes and sign up to host a podcast. Lisa doesn't usually read this part of the spreadsheet.
I've been
More
doing it more
updates
and more.
Huh?
I've been doing it more and more recently.
It's good. It's good. For more updates, follow at Mr. Boop Pod on Twitter. I'm at Kenny106 on Twitter and at SemiSweetStuffs. And patreon.com/SemiSweetStuffs. And you can follow and you can support the podcast not by supporting that, but supporting patreon.com/pitchdrop.
By Matt Groening?
And Lisa's got a Bandcamp or something.
I got a lot of things. You can't find them though.
Oh, she's got a website.
Yeah.
Try and find it. It's linked on beingmrboop.com somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bye.
Probably a new album coming. In the future. Sure, anything's possible.
Well, it's married to the world famous Betty Boop. She whiz, what a lucky guy. So in love, I might make you puke. She's the apple of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shamma-lamma ding-dong, loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
I'm just looking at some M&M propaganda right here. They changed the shoes.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/pitchdrop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.